the best outboard motor for the world.
It's crude, it's janky, but people love them because of that. This is like the Model T Ford of outboard motors if Ford had kept building the Model T until the 1990s. What the British Seagull company did was they basically took the design of the very early outboard motors and they copied it, because those ones were out in the 1920s and the 1910s, and this British Seagull company, as far as I can tell, was started in the early 1930s. And they made the most stripped down, basic, crude outboard motor you could make, which I will show you in more detail. And they made them for about 60 years. They made like 2 million of these. For some reason, people kept buying them into the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s when there were far better motors out there. This thing is dangerous. First off, as you see, instead of having a retractable pull cord, you just wrap it around to pull it to start it. Very simple, very crude, but also this spins when the motor's running. This is exposed. So if you have a scarf or long hair, that can get caught in this. Probably can chop a finger. See these two little tabs right here? That's for setting the motor down. The mix ratio, 10 to 1. 10 to 1. That's some rich gas, baby. It still smells like gas. This very crude contraption right here is your carburetor. This little cable is your throttle. This lever here, I guess, is some kind of choke. This hood right here, this is something they call a carburetor storm cowl. This is some kind of primer. This is your throttle. This little bicycle bell right here, that's your throttle. This handle just kind of goes in any position, doesn't really stay in one. Your fuel valve is this old brass thing that says pull for on. So you just pull that out. Here's our spark plug. Down here we got our nice metal prop that is always in gear and always engaged. This is your exhaust pipe. This motor has no clutch. It has no neutral. So as soon as we get it started, that prop is going to be spinning, that metal prop. There's no safety. I'm not even sure how you shut off this motor. It is so crude and so simple, but also I think that's part of why these were so popular. The simplicity of this thing made it very appealing. This one here is a very clean condition one. I only paid $100 for it, and supposedly it runs. I didn't hear it run when I bought it, but we're gonna try to see if we can make it run here in a couple minutes. That's why I got it sitting on my test tank. With them making it essentially the same way for many, many, many years, when a person had one of these, they knew if they bought another one of these, what they were getting into. So it's a very British thing to keep making the exact same thing for 60 years. British don't really do that anymore, but boy, they did that a lot in the last century. And there was a variety of reasons for that. But their boasting of this thing being the best outboard motor for the world, that's a pretty bold statement right there. A little over a year ago, I made a video where I talked about two-stroke motors and how I was done with them. How that was it. I'm finished. And I bought this. So, you know, go figure. I don't have my oil mixing bottle anymore. I gave away all of my two-stroke stuff, my tools, my accessories, and everything. So luckily the seller gave me this jug right here, which he has mixed up of 10 to 1. There's a little bit in there, so we can get it started in a couple minutes. Oh, and check this out. That's wood. All right, that's enough dawdling. let's see if this thing runs. And I haven't tried it out yet. I've never tried to even start a Seagull, let alone this one, but it's supposed to run. So we'll grab our fuel that the old fella I bought it from supplied. Get a funnel, it's dirty. Get a rag, it's even dirtier. Let's clean out this funnel a little bit. So he says 2025 on this mixed fuel right here. So I'm assuming that's fuel he mixed up in 2025. That's recent enough for me. Just to see if it kicks over, right? Let's see if we get it started. I am going to put the lower unit in the water just because these, I think, have like a metal impeller in them, but they are actually water cooled, even though it looks totally air cooled. Apparently they do water cool. So I'll make sure I have the prop in the water there. So that's supposed to be some 10-to-1 mix. The cap on. All right, so let's open this vent. First of all, cap is tight, vent is open. Let's flip this thing around so that it's in the water. See, the beauty about being a YouTuber and making these videos is that if it doesn't start or doesn't work, I just don't include any of this stuff in the video, right? I can just cut away to when it does run in a few minutes or a week or a month. All right, lower units in the water. It can spin freely in here. So the pull starter tells me which way to pull. This is the throttle. I'm going to guess that Ford is probably more throttle, so we'll give it some throttle. But first thing we're going to do is let's turn on the fuel. So we pull this brass thing out. That's supposed to get the fuel flowing. And I got this little choke lever here. So I'll flip that down so it's choking. And then, oh, there's gas literally running out of here right now whenever I push this button. So there's gas in the carburetor. So I got it choked, gas in the carburetor. I'll just pick a throttle spot here. And I don't know what we hold on to. I guess I'll hold on to the gas tank. Let's give it a pull. The knot hit me in the ear. That's fun. All right, let's try it again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, it smells amazing. Hey, it stopped! It runs, it's a runner. I don't know if I've ever had a motor that started more easily than that started right then. That was 2 pulls. I bet you these things got lost a lot because they just yank right off. All right, so since it works, oh my God, that smell. I know it's bad for you. I know it's pollution. I know it's toxic, but I wish you could smell it. So I'm thinking I gotta run this on my boat. Gotta, right? We gotta do it. So all we need to do is repeat what we did on land on the water. So we open the vent, pull out the fuel thing, give a couple of pushes there, give it a little bit of throttle, and grab the string, right? Here we go. Don't want my sleeve to get caught. She's a runner. Whoops. That way, right? Miles per hour. Well, all in all, I think that was pretty fun. That Seagull was very easy to get started and keep running. It's slow, it's loud. I rubbed my arm on the flywheel here, but you know, hey, it's kind of cool. And I think I'm going to keep that motor. It's going to be a display piece, and you know, maybe we'll use it in some future videos. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You stay safe out there in the water, and I will see you in the next video. And be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already.